Here we go. You can see Bucky. Good morning, everybody. I am wearing this lovely shirt that I got from Walmart for $7. This one, it's an XLT. I'm not a tall person, as the T would suggest. I just look like I am 6 months pregnant. I have a belly. But the T is longer in the midsection, so it goes... What's wrong, little girl? She's getting a little antsy. She wants to go outside. Which we will in a little bit, Jameson, so just wait just a minute. Anyway, if you're a chubby person, look for the T. You can't really find it too often. Most likely have to find it online. I would have gotten more shirts like this in different colors, but this was the only XLT. That's your life lesson today. Other lessons is, let's talk about Destroy. This is a screenshot from Reddit of a screenshot from Discord. This guy is a developer for Second Dinner and Snap. So the first question from the user, which is that very long number, is, hey there, just wondering if Destroy is nearing your thresholds for what's deemed too strong or too common, to which he replies, Destroy has been the strongest deck since we've nerfed Blob and was the second strongest deck during most of his reign. It's held the perch a little too well and a little too long. Well, too long and too well. I really need to get a new chair. My wife and I keep talking about how I need to get a new chair. But we never do. I'm missing a handle and this one just comes off. Let me open up this window. There we go. All right. Anyway, I'm 2 minutes into this video. I don't want to be 2 minutes into this video. I want to talk about this. Destroy. So Destroy, this guy is saying, is too strong and needs to get looked at. So a nerf is going to be coming, where I don't agree with most of this talk about how Destroy is too strong. So this is a Destroy deck I usually use ever since Grandmaster came out, and Grandmaster has been absolutely fantastic with Venom, with Carnage. I think he's just a lot of fun. I have Ravonna in there, so the off chance that I'm able to actually do a Zola Grandmaster play on turn 6 usually never happens, but it's possible. You never know. But a lot of these cards in Destroy really aren't that bad. When you go and you look at what the data is for, these are the top performing decks according to Marvel Snap Zone and the data that they have, and these are all Destroy decks organized by games count. So this has the most amount of games, and it's going down by there. And then this is the average cube count, which sometimes doesn't have a lot of games. This is probably the best one, 0.48 cubes, so half a cube per game, and 3,000 games. So this is probably one of the best ones to really look at. And if you notice, there's one big difference between this deck and my deck is I don't use Deadpool. Deadpool is definitely was a tougher card to use. He's easier to use now. I just think as time goes on, it's been better. Not a lot of people are playing with certain tech cards as well. And that's one of the problems. Like, is Destroy too strong, or people just not playing the game well enough? So what is it? And I think it's a little bit of a combination of both. Where, if you notice in my deck, where's mine? There's no tech cards, and there's a lot of decks out there that don't use any kind of counter cards or tech cards, things like that. The tech cards, like Yondu, sometimes it just seems with all the games I've played, he's done more harm than good. Like High Evolutionary is the card I destroy in a High Evo deck, which is terrible. That's like exactly what a High Evo player wants. They don't want High Evolutionary in their deck. They want all the cards that he boosts. So when it comes to these types of cards, here are the biggest problems I think that happens with Destroy. Deadpool is the #1 offender, followed by Knull, then X-23, then Death. And X-23 and Death are pretty far down the line when it comes to it. So let's just start at the bottom and work our way up. Because honestly, I don't see a problem with anything else. I can see Venom being reverted back to what he used to be, which is a 3-1. But if they were going to change Venom, I think a 3-2 would just be fine. 3-1 was a little bit silly. So if they are going to touch Venom for Destroy decks for whatever reason, the 3-2 I think is better. That being said, let's start here. Death, I think, used to be 9 energy to play. And then she was moved down to 8. So I can see her also being reverted back to 9. Not that big of a problem to me, because you still have to destroy a lot of cards. So her getting down to her being a 9 instead of an 8 will just make her a little bit harder to play. But I really don't think she's a problem. X23, I also don't think she's that much of a problem. For her, I think she could be reduced down to 1 power instead, because it doesn't really matter what her power is. It's her ability that's really the most powerful thing. So, and I think increasing her cost to 2, making her like a 2/4, something like that, I think it's a terrible idea. I think that would really hurt the card a lot, because Killmonger is just, you can't change Killmonger. You just can't. He's perfect the way he is. He doesn't need a nerf. He doesn't need a buff. He is just perfect the way he is. And now he's a little bit harder to use because of Kyera. So let's go to the top 2, Knull and Deadpool. All right. So first, let's start off with the card I think is the second problem, which is Knull. Knull has the combined power of all cards destroyed in this game, and it's an ongoing effect. Now, several months ago, in a developer update, they said that they wanted to change the way that Knull and Morbius were working, where they would only gain power when they were either in your hand or on the field. And that obviously didn't happen. And I think it's because it's an ongoing effect, where because it's ongoing, it's harder for them to program what it's supposed to be. So what changes can they actually do to Knull for this? Well, one is has the power of all the cards destroyed, overall revealed cards destroyed, because it's obvious they can do things that affect revealed cards and unrevealed cards. You know, if you do Galactus and you have priority and you destroy a whole bunch of their cards, then that's, you know, a bunch of energy that they didn't have. It would also stop like Lamentus from him getting crazy powerful from a Lamentus play, right? That's one thing that they could do. I don't know programming how easy that's going to be. The other thing I think that they could do, which goes back to what they originally wanted to, where his power is changed in the deck, sorry, not in the deck, in the field or your hand, is changed into the way that Hulk works. Meaning, every time a card is destroyed, for Hulk, every time you have excess energy in a turn, Hulk gains +2 power. So Knull would be every time a card is destroyed, he gains that much power, right? And for that, since it's not an ongoing effect, they'd be able to have it programmed so that he would be either have to be in your hand or on the field for him to actually get all this additional power. Because him being in your deck, that could be a real bad thing where it's just like, oh my god, I just need to top deck Knull and I'll be fine. And it just makes it a little harder to do for him. I think if they do that as well, they would need to up his power, probably to like a 4. Make him like a 6/4 or a 6/6 for that reason. Only because, you know, then it also takes away that whole thing with Mr. Negative as well, because him being free is crazy. So if they made him a non-ongoing, same type of power as Hulk, where he gets his power added to his, and he has to be on the field or your hand, it's a big change, but I think that would not actually kill Knull. Also looking at the way, sorry Bucky, the way that he works right now, he can get countered with Rogue, he can get countered with Enchantress, and in a way he can get countered with Echo if you're able to just play Echo on the right spot that he's about to go down on, right? So there's 3 cards that can counter him. We're not counting Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi, he needs to actually be above a certain power for that. When he goes to this Hulk version of his ability, he would need, it would just be Shang-Chi and Shadow King that would be able to take care of him for that, right? And him being 6 power wouldn't mean like it's that bad. He would be able to revert down to 6 power, which I think is fine. Maybe even 4 power might be okay. I don't think 0 is great for him. You would also take him out of Ravonna territory as well, him being a 6/0. and the increase in his base power is really there to make up for the fact that he's not going to get any power when he is just in your deck. So I think, proposal, I wish I had a graphics person that I could hire to say, hey, make this first awesome looking Knull. I love this split. A 6/6, take out the ongoing, change the wording to what Hulk is. Every time a card is destroyed, gain that much power. I think that would be a wonderful change to Knull. However, this asshole, this is the real problem with Destroy. If you go and you look at all these, no matter what, no matter if this is by average cubes or gameplay, it's Deadpool, 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 Deadpool. How far do we have to go down until we find a Destroy deck that doesn't have Deadpool? Right? You have to go to different pages. And for this one, same thing. Deadpool, Deadpool, Deadpool. So the problem with Deadpool is that he can keep doubling his power. So just to do the math, you can't, and we're just going to assume that there's no locations. All the locations are ruins, and they won't do anything to, like, there's no Death's Domain, there's no Wakandan Embassy, there's no Altar of Death. So you have to just destroy him every single turn, right? Which means on turn 1, you can't destroy him. He's 1 power. You're able to destroy him on turn 2. He comes back to your hand. Then on turn 3, he's going to be 2 power. You destroy him on 3. Then he's going to be 4 power. On turn 4, when you play him, he'll be 8 power. And then turn 5, when you destroy him, not times 6, times 2, it's going to be 16 power, right? Which a 1/16, and there's a lot of luck you have to get. You have to be able to destroy him every single turn for that to happen. It's quite a lot. But when you have cards like Forge or Nico or anything else that really buffs the power, Hulkbuster, I've seen it with as well, it can get crazy high. I've seen, I think the highest I saw Deadpool was like 96, something like that, right? Incredibly high. So I think Deadpool is, for me, Destroy, the biggest problem in it. And you can have a great Destroy deck without Deadpool. My deck got me to Infinite. So what change would I make to Deadpool? When this card is destroyed, return to your hand and give it +2 power. That's it. Maybe +3 power. Maybe. So that means when you destroy him on 1, when you destroy him on 2, he'll be 3 power. Then on turn 3, he'll be 5. He'll be like 9 power when you play him on turn 6. Right? And that's for 1/9. If you do it by 3 power every time he gets destroyed, because he has to go back to your hand for that, then I think that makes him a 1. Let's see. A 1/14? 1/13. Still very strong, right? And he's going to be more consistent, where you don't have to worry about buffing him and then destroying him. You destroy him just like twice, and then he's a 1/7, which is amazing. But it'll also help prevent these crazy big numbers, where if you give him, what's it called? You play him on, let's just say you play him on 2, or you play something like Nico, where the next card you play is destroyed and you get to 2, and you play Hulkbuster on him, then he gets destroyed, and then if he wasn't destroyed before, then he's a 6, and then he's 12 power, and that's turn 3. That means he's going to be 24 on 2, 24 on 4, 48, and then 96, right? Like that. Just insane. So I think changing him to a static would really hurt his playability, but I think that's going to be the healthiest version for the game. Change him so every time he's destroyed, he returns to your hand with a... Jameson doesn't like that idea, but she doesn't play, she doesn't have thumbs. Only thing she does is when I'm playing or my wife is playing, she puts her head like this, and then she either snaps for us or tries to retreat or play some stupid card or ends my turn. It's terrible, but she's super cute, and I love you because you're my precious little girl. She's the best. All right, guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Just to review, Deadpool, change him to every time he's destroyed, get a static amount like +2 or +3 power. Knull, take away his ongoing, make him like high evolutionary Hulk, where he just gets the power added to his power permanently, not an ongoing effect anymore, and it's only in your deck, only in your hand or when he's on the field. And if anything, X23, 1 power, Venom, 2 power, Death, 9 energy. Some combination of that. Anything else that gets changed by second dinner, or anything more than that, I think it's dumb. I don't want them to overcorrect their shit. I think what they did to Blob was not that great. Because not when he gets to 15 power, it's when he gains 15 power. I think what they did to Mobius, horrible idea. What they did to Leader originally, terrible idea. So they have this dumb way of just overcorrecting, taking a deck out of the meta completely, and then kind of readjusting it later on. That's bad. That's not healthy. Be better about the second dinner. Make better changes. Let me know what you guys think. Should Destroy have any of these types of changes? Should it get any changes? What's going on? Please, if you made this far, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, comment. I really do appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.